traveled or you have covered 17 states on your bike. Like, how was it possible? Because you know, when we usually travel, we have a lot of stuff with us.
I'd say it's a life skill than a superpower. If I say that knowing how to ride a motorcycle is a superpower, be it for a guy or a girl, the bar is set too low. So that is where it all started, and I'm thankful to Sabyasachi da, the designer. He happens to be Bengali. So he designed a sharara especially for me so that I could sit.
You entered your Shadi ka venue on a motorcycle. So how was that feeling? How was it? Matlab, how did you get the entire idea?
People would be shouting and be, oh, this is not men's washroom, where are you going? And it's like, I am a girl.
Hello everyone, this is Simran Rajpal and you're watching JagranJosh. इस इंटरनेशनल वुमेंस डे हम सेलिब्रेट कर रहे हैं कुछ ऐसी अमेजिंग फीमेल्स को या कह लें लेडीज को जिन्होंने अपने पैशन को फॉलो किया और उसी को अपना करियर बना लिया। आज के इस एपिसोड में हमारे साथ एक ऐसी ही लेडी हैं जिन्होंने अपने पैशन को फॉलो किया और आज शी इज वन ऑफ द बेस्ट बाइक ट्रेनर्स इन आवर कंट्री। Now, from traveling 17 states on a motorcycle to being featured on Band Baja Bright with Sabyasachi, we have Suparna Sarkar, a female bike trainer with us. First of all, tell me about your family and like how did you get into bikes?
I come from a nuclear family, an army family of Bengalis. So I have my father, my mother. They were both working, and I have my sister who's a dental surgeon, and she's also a biker, by the way. So coming from an army family, adventure was always there in the blood. I was raised to be fearless. डर क्या होता है, डर किसे कहते हैं वो कभी पता ही नहीं था. So cycling से of course शुरू हुआ, two-wheelers की journey, and then I learned to ride a scooty. And when I was 18, to go for tuitions. In my final year of college, a friend taught me how to ride a motorcycle. That changed my world for good actually. So बाइकिंग एज अ हॉबी स्टार्ट हुई, मज़ा आया चलाने में, लगा कि काफ़ी फ्रीडम मिलती है, इंडिपेंडेंस मिलती है। जब मैंने अपना आईटी में करियर शुरू किया उसके बाद मैंने प्लान किया कि 2 साल के टाइम में मैं अपने लिए अपनी मोटरसाइकिल लूँगी। 5 साल लगे सेव करने में बिकॉज आई डेंट वॉन्ट अ #dad's gift, मुझे अपनी सेविंग से बाइक लेनी थी। So after 5 years, I got my first motorcycle, and then rest is history. Like, you know, bikes have become an integral part of my life now.
Okay, so how many bikes do you own? And I've seen key people name their obsessions, like they give some nicknames. So what I can say, bike is your obsession, right?
Yeah, you can say my passion, obsession, and my profession also right now. So currently, Simran, I own 10 motorcycles, and all of them have Urdu, Arabic, Persian names. So my first motorcycle I named as Kainat. Kainat means the universe. Then when I married, and my husband's bike also got added to our fleet, I named that motorcycle Shehenshah. And then further on we added bikes like Sukoon, Jashn, and Raftar, which means speed, and Fitur. All such bikes are there in my fleet, and I love them all equally. I'll be biased if I say I just love one of them. I love them all equally.
Okay, so like, is there something funny or like something unusual or a panicking moment that has happened to you while teaching someone like how to ride a bike, like something very unusual?
I would say that everyone who comes to train is a different individual. I have never met someone who is like quite similar. People come with similar fears, but I keep meeting a lot of different personalities. The only thing common in between them would be the fear of falling. And I tell them that, you know, you should be like that child who would go out to play. आप खेलते हुए गिर जाते थे, but अगले दिन आप नहीं कहते थे कि नहीं मुझे खेलने नहीं जाना. So I think that spirit should be alive in us. I'd say that it's more to work with the mind than the body. As soon as people are able to, come with a strong mind, they are able to ride the motorcycle or rather do anything in their life. So that's a message I'd give out to you, that with a firm and strong mind, you can achieve anything. Otherwise, you will always be under that fear. If I talk about challenges, yes, it is there on the bike rides as well as in life as well. But it's not about how many times we fall, but how we come back or how we recover. So I'd say, yeah, there's been like quite an adventurous journey till now.
Okay, so what is like the one weirdest thing and one most interesting thing that you have carried with you on your bike?
On the bike, I'd say
weirdest and one most interesting thing.
Most interesting thing is that I'll always carry a bungee cord because sometimes I'll just pick up things on the go, and bungee cord or tie rope as you call them. I have carried stuff that people would usually take home in their car. So it might sound funny because I come as a trainer now, but I have carried crates of eggs on my bike to bring home. So motorcycles are like a lifeline to me. Like people would use their car for their everyday things, I use my bike. So I keep a tie rope to tie out things, I buy things, and I bring it on my bike. So bikes make my life very, very much comfortable. This is what is coming to my mind immediately.
Okay, like when we were speaking off camera, you told me that you have traveled or you have covered 17 states on your bike. Like how was it possible? Because when we usually travel, we have a lot of stuff with us. We have like the basic necessities. If we are traveling for 1 month, you say, so we have a lot of things. How did you manage that all on bike?
So it all started with the plan to go from Gurgaon to Bhubaneswar for a work project. But then we realized that why just go there and come back? Why not cover some other places that might be a part of our itinerary? And then there's a annual biker festival by the name of India Bike Week. So जब उसकी डेट्स आ गई कि गोवा में फर्स्ट वीक ऑफ दिसंबर में वो ऑर्गेनाइज होता है, तो हमने इनको क्लब करके उसके अराउंड एक आइटनरी बनाई. सो वी कवर्ड अराउंड 20 सिटीज़ दैट ये जर्नी हमें करनी है. एंड इट वॉज अ रफ ड्राफ्ट ऑफ द गोल्डन क्वाड्रिलेटरल, दो वी वर डूइंग द कोस्टल रूट ऑल्सो, द साउथ कोस्टल रूट अराउंड दैट. सो उसके अराउंड हमने अपनी एक आइटनरी बनाई. बट देन देयर वर सम चैलेंजेस. कभी कोई बाइक हमारी ब्रेक डाउन हुई, फिर हमें दूसरी बाइक अरेंज की एंड वी कंटिन्यूड. सो बिगिनिंग में आई थिंक सब कुछ एक थोड़ा सा हिकअप या चैलेंजिंग लगता है, बट इफ़ यू आर डिटरमिन्ड you find your way to do it. So it was my partner Surya and me. We picked up 2 motorcycles. We made our itinerary and we decided that these will be our halt. We took care of certain things, which is first and foremost safety, that we will ride from sunrise to sunset. There were times when we had to ride beyond, but we ensured that we don't ride till too late in the night. We decided our stoppages, that इन शहरों में हमें रुकना है. और उसके साथ साथ हमने अपनी पैकिंग शुरू की. जो हमारे एसेंशियल्स हैं वो हमने कैरी किया. एंड इस ट्रिप में शायद हमने ये भी सीखा कि कैसे हम मिनिमलिस्टिक लाइफस्टाइल में रह सकते हैं. आई थिंक वी वर यूजिंग दोज 4 और 5 टी-शर्ट्स ओनली, बाकी हमारे साथ हमारा सामान रखा हुआ था. एंड wherever we required something, we actually picked it up. Say at some place we came across rain or we faced cold weather or so, we picked it up from stores like Decathlon or so, and we continued our journey. And once we were out on the roads, we realized, wow, this was amazing as a lifestyle and we could do.
Okay, so do you think knowing to ride a bike, it is a superpower?
I'd say it's a life skill than a superpower. If I say that knowing how to ride a motorcycle is a superpower, be it for a guy or a girl, the bar is set too low. I would say it's like a life skill. आप कोई भी स्किल सीखते हैं वो आपको लाइफ में काम आता है, वो आपको सक्षम बनाता है. सो मोटरसाइकिल राइडिंग आपको हेल्प करता है कि आप इंडिपेंडेंटली कहीं से कहीं जा सकते हैं. आप डिपेंडेंट नहीं होते कैब्स, ऑटोज़ या पब्लिक ट्रांसपोर्ट पे. आप अपनी व्हीकल रख के आप कहीं से कहीं जा सकते हैं. एज आई सेड, समटाइम्स व्हेन आई मिस होम व्हिच इज़ इन आगरा, आई जस्ट पिक अप माई बाइक एंड आई गो. आई डोंट हैव टू लुक फॉर फ्लाइट्स और बसेस और cabs or trains. I just pick up my bike and go. So it is like a life skill, and it is just in our mind that probably women don't get early access to motorcycles or vehicles. इसीलिए शायद वो थोड़ा सा हमारे माइंड में होता है कि लड़कियाँ कैसे चलाती हैं, क्यों चलाया, सेफ नहीं है. अगर आप उसको सही तरीके से सीखें, कहीं ना कहीं कुछ ट्रेनिंग आप लेके उसको सीखें, you can ace it. And a lot of international women riders, if you see, they are average heighted and they are riding and they are traveling the world with that. So that should not be a barrier for anyone.
So we can say that you can travel anywhere in India with your motorcycle.
I believe that motorcycle riding is not a superpower, it's like a life skill. If we say that in today's world, bike riding is a superpower, then the bar is set too low, be it for a girl or a boy, a man or a woman. ये एक लाइफ स्किल की तरह है. अगर आपको कोई भी व्हीकल, चाहे वो बाइक है, कार है, अगर आपको वो राइड करना आता है, ड्राइव करना आता है, वो आपको बहुत सक्षम बनाता है, आप आत्मनिर्भर होते हो, आप किसी पे डिपेंडेंट नहीं हो कि आपको पब्लिक ट्रांसपोर्ट, कैब्स, बसेस के लिए वेट करना है। आप अपनी मोटरसाइकिल, अपनी व्हीकल पिक करके कहीं से कहीं भी जा सकते हैं। जैसा कि मैं आपसे पहले भी बात कर रही थी कि व्हेन आई मिस होम विच इज़ इन आगरा, आई जस्ट पिक अप माई बाइक एंड गो इन 3.5-4 hours आई एम एट होम. Of course, you have to ensure your safety. You have to prioritize that you take good care of your bike. अगर आप अपनी बाइक का ध्यान रखते हो तो बाइक भी आपका ध्यान रखती है. आप उसको रेगुलरली सर्विस मेंटेन करके रखिए, वो आपको हमेशा सपोर्ट करेगी. और जैसे लाइफ में चैलेंजेस आते हैं, गैजेट्स, मशीन्स खराब होते हैं, बाइक्स के साथ भी हो सकता है, बट देन आप विद प्रैक्टिस आप वो ओवरकम करना सीख जाते हो एंड देन यू जस्ट गेट यूज्ड टू दैट लाइफस्टाइल.
Okay, so you entered your शादी का venue on a motorcycle. So how was that feeling? How was it? मतलब how did you get the entire idea? And what was the thing exactly?
As I said, falling in love with motorcycles made me change my career from IT to motorcycling in different capacities. In the year 2017, I discussed with my family, and there were some apprehensions there because we all come from traditional families and everyone says ye thoda sa awkward ho jayega, especially when it was an intercaste marriage also. But I think when you manifest something and when you want something from your very heart, the universe conspires to make it happen for you. So I filled up a form for this TV show called Band Baja Bride with Sabyasachi, and I had ridden from Delhi to Goa to attend India Bike Week in that particular year, which was around 15 days before my wedding. I got a call from that show that they wanted more details, and then after the discussion I got finalized for the show. It came as a precondition from their side that you have to enter on a motorcycle. I said, wow. So that is where it all started, and I am thankful to Sabyasachi da, the designer. He happens to be Bengali, so he designed a sharara especially for me so that I could sit comfortably on the motorcycle and enter the wedding, and that is one of the most memorable moments of my life.
When you look at yourself now, and if you remember that 15-year-old, like the Suparna before 15 years, so like what difference do you find, and like how have you changed as a professional biker or as a person?
So if I recall, I have been an achiever all my life. I've been an all-rounder. I would not just be good in academics but in extracurriculars. So 15 years ago, probably I was at just the start of my career. So I was always optimistic and excited about trying out new things. And when I would look at people, I would wonder, who are these people जो ये राइडिंग गियर पहनते हैं, राइड्स पे जाते हैं, कैसे? बिकॉज कोई बैकग्राउंड नहीं था, पहले से कोई गाइड करने के लिए भी नहीं था. सो आई थिंक एट दैट टाइम आई वाज़न्ट टू श्योर ये सब चीज़ें कैसे होती हैं. नाउ आई एम कॉन्फिडेंट दैट इफ़ यू आर फर्म एंड स्ट्रॉन्ग, that and you really focus on something, you can achieve it. At that time I was a bubbly young girl who was full of dreams in life. Now I know that to achieve those dreams you really have to work hard. They don't come true on their own. So yeah, I mean, I would say that I'm growing up and getting more experience in the work I'm doing, and in the process meeting a lot of people, sharing my experiences with them, learning from their experiences, and I believe in growing together.
अगर like कोई first time biker है, जैसे मैं हूँ, मुझे बाइक छोड़ के साइकिल भी चलाने नहीं आती है, एंड इट्स नॉट दैट कि मैं इंटरेस्टेड नहीं हूँ समथिंग, बट आई हैव दैट फियर कि बिकॉज वी सी रोड एक्सीडेंट्स अराउंड, तो आई हैव दैट फियर कि नहीं यार मैं गिर जाऊँगी, कुछ हो गया, बिकॉज वन ऑफ माई फ्रेंड लाइक शी मेट एन एक्सीडेंट, सो उसके बाद से आई एम वेरी स्केर्ड टू राइड अ बाइक. तो हाउ टू ओवरकम दैट?
So Simran, I would say that any vehicle, be it a bike, a cycle, a car, any vehicle, if it is not ridden or driven carefully or with caution, you are more prone to accidents. So with bikes also, if you learn to ride the right way, there are skills and techniques. Learn under the supervision of some qualified trainer. If you try, you can do it. I can also give you some session as you've come all the way here, तो हम लोग कुछ practice कर सकते हैं यहाँ पर.
Okay, so I need to switch to shoes from heels. So by the time I gear up, Priyesh will continue with the interview. Okay.
So hi Suparna. So like Simran mentioned, I'm Priyesh, and we'll be starting with the what if section first. Our first question to you is, what's a common motorcycle myth that needs to be busted?
The most common myth is that I have a certain condition, so I cannot ride. See, height, weight, physique. I don't know how to ride a bicycle. Like I'm saying common, but all of these are very common. But anyone who is willing and determined to learn to ride a motorcycle can. It may require longer than others, but everyone's journey is different, everyone's background is different. But then anyone who wants to learn to ride can ride.
So, and what's the funniest reaction you have ever gotten when telling someone that you ride motorcycle?
Oh, I didn't have to actually tell. So when I was in this India ride, a lot of times, we'll stop for taking pee breaks on the way. And because of my riding gear and being completely covered from top till bottom, like jackets and helmets and all, I would be entering the women's washroom and the people would be shouting and be, oh, this is not men's washroom, where are you going? And then say, I am a girl. Sometimes, no, you are just like, I'm a woman, I'm a girl. So that is the funniest thing, and then we'll just burst out laughing.
And what's the one song that you have like stuck in your head whenever you are on a long ride or just riding your the names that you gave to your bikes?
The best song that I get is Khwabon Ke Parinde. Ude khule aasmaan mein khwabon ke parinde. This one.
So, like you sing also very well.
Being a Bengali, I think it's in the genes.
True that. So, if you had access to a magical helmet, what would be the one superpower that you would like in that helmet?
I could, see and capture what's happening behind me. Because there has been an instance where I was just riding normally and a careless driver came and hit my bike from behind. I miraculously survived that crash. But then it's a long process following the judiciary and filing a case and all that. So just to prove that, it wasn't my mistake but theirs. Yeah.
So what's a common motorcycle myth that you think needs to be busted?
People generally say, I'll use the Hindi term, that motorcycle bhakti hai ya bike ki galti thi. It is a machine. I'll be very sorry here. It's a machine. A motorcycle or any machine for that matter doesn't ride or go on its own. It's us. As soon as you put the key in and you start the engine, you add power and life to the bike. So that is where it's completely your responsibility to make it go fast, to stop it, start it. So you you can't blame the motorcycle for hitting people or riding too fast. It's you. So you have to be always responsible that when you are on the bike, you ride safely and keep others around you safe.
Our parents used to say sometime like कि उतनी ही तेज चलाओ जितना control कर सकते.
Exactly. So I also tell that to my students, that ride at a speed where you know that you can brake and stop the machine when required, because Indian roads have their own variables. You don't know what can be coming from the other side. So always be cautious. Safety is not a choice. It's mandatory. It's uncompromisable. Yeah.
Okay. So how when you might be going on a ride, some non-bikers would see you and kind of create a perception about you. Yeah. What's the difference? I mean, how non-riders imagine bikers versus how they actually are?
Well, I would have a long list. I'll try to keep it concise here. Mostly people think that when we are geared up and we are going and we stop at signals, they'll come and say, ma'am, race laga rahe ho? Ma'am, race ho rahi hai kya? No, we are normally riding. We are just wearing our safety gear because we want to prioritize and ensure that we are safe. Secondly, they would think that, we are competing against other fellow riders. There'll be a lot of city bikers. I don't want to put a tag there, but sometimes when we are going on our bigger motorcycles, they'll try to race and they'll try to compete and cross us and make cuts around us. That's not welcome. So we are not trying to race or show off. We are just going out to ride and enjoy our experience on the motorcycle.
So now that you have mentioned this, have you ever tried waving at a fellow biker but got ignored? Like, how did you recover from that emotional damage?
I would say probably that I've done that quite a lot of times, and few of the occasions they might have missed doing that. But I'd say that that's normal, because I would have also done that, because the focus while riding should be on the road and what may come ahead. Greeting or not greeting, deep inside we know that we respect other fellow bikers, and when we meet at some location, we'll definitely speak and greet each other.
If you would have to, name a few or some common safety tips for anyone who wants to ride bikes.
First and foremost, do not compromise on your safety riding gear. I've been saying that quite a lot, but then I'll show you some gear kept inside my store of people who have had falls, but they were safe because of their gear. So most important is your helmet, a full face helmet, and ISI marked or DOT certified, DC certified helmets. Your riding boots, you can start with the entry level boots, but you add some level of protection over there. Then your jacket, your gloves, and your riding pants or your knee guards. Other safety tips would be keep a safe distance between other vehicles that are there on the road, so that in case they brake and stop for some reason, you don't go and ram into them. You have enough time to react. You should check in your mirrors, what's the activity of the other vehicles around you. Keep your bikes in good condition, check the tire pressure, check the condition of the tires, and if required, get them replaced. Before any long ride, get your bike checked at the good service center, so that you know that there's no mechanical issue with the motorcycle. Have your phone charged, so that in case you are lost or in a new place, you can reach out to people for help or use it for your navigation. Have a helmet which can have a Bluetooth device, so that you're not distracted by your phone looking at it. And I would say rather ignore your phone, avoid using your phone while riding for talking. Maybe you would have seen a lot of people keeping their phones here and then riding. It's extremely dangerous, not just for you but for others. Have it on a phone mount, and ensure that you prioritize your safety and use all safety measures when you are on the road. Follow the traffic rules. Even if there's no one around, there's a signal, please follow that. It's for your own good. And in case you're not feeling good in your mind, if you're not health-wise good, avoid. The day you don't want to wear your safety riding gear, please take a cab, or a car you want to go partying and you want to have a couple of drinks, please take a cab instead of riding, because there's someone waiting for you at home. And I can go on and on, as you know that it's my profession, so there's a long list ahead. We can see on our other platforms what I keep instructing. You can check my Instagram account also. I keep posting about that.
So like you mentioned, certain marks on the helmet to ensure when a rider is going for a ride or even getting a helmet. What are those certain marks that every bike rider should look into before buying that helmet?
I think you should go for DOT certified, EC certified helmets. In India, they look for ISI certified, but I would say that helmet protects your head, which is the most critical part of your body. So in that, do not compromise. Don't check for the, don't go for very cheap quality helmets, because in case of a fall, your head will be impacted and you may never come back to life and be a burden for yourself and others around you. So as I mentioned, that these can be checked.
So like we are on the topic of safety and safety for all the riders. How would you inform us how important it is for getting formal training on learning how to ride a motorcycle?
So Priyesh, in India, we do have a lot many car driving facilities, right? Every nook and corner you will find some car driving schools. But in India, we don't have as many bike training schools. Hence, people would actually learn to ride a two-wheeler from their uncles, brothers, fathers, or friend's bike. And they'll go to a showroom, buy a bike and be on the road. Now, because of that, you see so many crashes and mishaps happen on the road, because they just know the first half of motorcycle riding, that is motor skills. ये मशीन कैसे चलती है, ये आगे कैसे बढ़ेगी, एक्सीलेटर, ब्रेक, क्लच, गियर. But the second part, which is equally important, is how and what should be your conduct on the roads when you are riding a machine, because you are not riding in a private space. You are in the public domain where there are other vehicles, bad road conditions, different weather that you will be riding on. Hence, it is important that you take some training from a qualified certified trainer who would guide you on the safety norms as well as the right techniques of riding. Like a lot of people say मेरे पैर नहीं पहुँचते नीचे तो मैं बाइक नहीं चला सकती या चला सकता. For that also there are tricks. You don't need both of your feet to reach the ground. Either of the foot works. Some say the bikes heavy होती हैं. There are ways to handle all of these queries or concerns. So when you go for a formal training, तो आपके ये सारे doubts जो है वो clear होते हैं. I'm happy that other than my academy, which is Star, there are other facilities around जो भी ये trainings और ये learning knowledge share कर रहे हैं लोगों के साथ और उनको सिखा रहे हैं. Because जब हम safe चला रहे हैं बट कोई और सेफ नहीं चला रहा है तो हमारी लाइफ तो डेफिनेटली रिस्क पे है, हमारी प्लस हमारे नियर एंड डियर वंस की. सो इसीलिए ज़रूरी है कि हर कोई किसी ना किसी तरीके की ट्रेनिंग से ज़रूर निकले, स्पेशली द यंगस्टर्स जो स्कूल से जस्ट पास आउट हुए हैं, कॉलेज के बच्चे हैं. बिकॉज व्हेन यू आर यंग यू हैव दिस रश कि थोड़ी स्पीड ज़्यादा कर ले, एक बार ये रेफ करके देखते हैं. बट अगर सेफ्टी मिस हुई, एक क्रैश हुआ एंड it can lead to disastrous results. Hence, I would not say it's a gender thing, like लड़कियों का बाइक चलाना बहुत स्पेशल है या लड़के क्यों नहीं चला रहे हैं, लड़के क्यों सीखने जा रहे हैं. I would say it's more on जो भी बाइक चला रहा है, please, it's a request, ride safely. There's someone waiting for you at home and don't be a hazard for other people around you. Hence, some training is always good, required.
So, is riding motorcycle difficult on the roads of India compared to any other part of the world?
Well, I would say, Priyesh, I've never been outside India. I love my country and I have explored a lot of places around in India only. As I said, that my recent ride I did of 17 states and 10,000 kilometers over 30 days. So, I would say yes, it is quite concerning because most of the people are not following safety rules. You see a lot of people riding or driving on the wrong side. In fact, the place where I stay, every day when I'm exiting and making a left turn, there's someone coming from the wrong side and we have to be always vigilant and alert. With all these years of experience, say 15 years of riding experience now, reflexes develop हो गए हैं. हमें दिख रहा है कि अच्छा wrong side आ रही है, अगर last minute पे भी दिखता है तो भी हम ब्रेक्स अप्लाई करके रुक जाते हैं. But I always keep someone who is a newbie, जिसने बिल्कुल अभी बाइक चलाना सीखा है, उनके लिए वो रिफ्लेक्स डेवलप करना थोड़ा सा शायद मुश्किल है. सो हाँ, ये सब चैलेंजेस है बट वी हैव टू बी द चेंज दैट वी वांट टू सी. दैट इज़ व्हाई दिस इज़ आवर इनिशिएटिव दैट एक मोटरसाइकिल ट्रेनिंग स्कूल हमने स्टार्ट की है जिसका नाम है स्टार स्कूल फॉर ट्रेनिंग ऑफ एस्पायरिंग राइडर्स, जिसमें हम लोगों को सिखाते हैं. और आई वुड से पेरेंट्स की भी बहुत बड़ी रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी है इसमें कि वो बच्चों को ग्रूम करे राइट फ्रॉम द स्टार्ट. पीपल से मेरा बेटा 12 साल का है, उसको कार चलानी आती है, या मेरी बेटी 8 साल की है, उसको स्कूटी चलानी आती है. I won't say that this is something to be proud of. I'd say parental guidance is important when they are entering any public space with these vehicles or in their localities and societies as well. सेफ्टी तभी होगी जब हम सभी उसको फॉलो करेंगे. एक भी पर्सन कहीं कोई गलती करता है तो उसका जो भुगतान है वो दूसरे लोग करते हैं. जैसे कि आपको पुणे का पोर्शे वाला केस पता होगा, या बॉम्बे का BMW, या देहरादून का स्कॉर्पियो, एंड द लिस्ट इज एंडलेस, राइट. सोशल मीडिया ओपन करेंगे आप, ये सेफ्टी कंसर्न्स डालेंगे, आपको वीडियोस मिल जाएंगी, बट हम उससे क्या सीख रहे हैं वो ज़्यादा ज़रूरी है.
Okay, so like you mentioned, you have rode across 17 states in India. What has been your favorite part? Like which state or which route has been your favorite?
I would say very difficult question there.
Name any
I would
five.
say that one stretch which was very dear was from Rameshwaram to Dhanushkodi. You see sea on both the sides of that road and you just keep riding further and that's an end where there's a monument made. It was raining and there was a lot of breeze coming over, but it was like an ultimate feeling that any biker could ever get. Then in a lot of places in the south, I saw windmills. So first you see, one windmill, then it converts to 3 and then 5 and then 50. So that is again like, it takes you back in your childhood where you used to play with such toys, and that feels like, you're in a different world altogether. We visited Gokarn, which is an offbeat place near Goa, maybe 150 kilometers from there. It's a quiet beach, destination, but very scenic. Alleppey was really good, and Kanyakumari. I have been there on a train tour, but I think on the bike it was like completely different. Yeah, so I can keep going on and on, honestly.
You can continue if you want.
Then this discussion can keep going on till midnight, I'm sure.
Okay. So coming to our next question, what thoughts come to your mind while riding?
What thoughts? I actually keep assessing. I am very judgmental about the other people riding or driving on the road, and I actually keep myself in the place of those people who would be taking up, maybe those are the beginner riders, and how they would be reacting or handling those situations. Also, I keep thinking that what could I do to make these situations better. We have bad road conditions, and though we keep raising these concerns, but I think the authorities should take a note of it and do. So I just keep wondering that what more I could do to give back to the society, to my country, to make it better. And other than this, I think this is the best stress buster that could ever be offered to anyone as a biker. So yeah, I mean, I also as I said that I love singing, so I also sing my favorite songs while on the motorcycle.
Okay, so that was the end of this part. Now I will be calling Simran back for the rapid fire round, and then we'll continue from there.
Let's move to the rapid fire round. So here comes my first question. What's the worst thing to forget before a long ride?
Phone charger.
Best snack to keep in your riding jacket?
I'd say energy bar.
Okay, more annoying roadblocks or people asking, aren't motorcycles dangerous?
Come again, please.
What's most annoying? Roadblocks or people asking, aren't motorcycles dangerous?
Are motorcycles dangerous?
Okay. What's your go-to excuse when you return home late from a ride?
No one cares, yeah. Because everyone rides in the family.
Favorite type of ride, road trips or short city rides?
Road trips, definitely.
Morning rides or night?
Ride all through the day. Any time of the day, just ride.
Okay. Mountain roads or coastal highways?
Mountains.
Mountains.
Definitely.
Okay. Classic bikes or like the modern modified bikes?
I would have my own choice here. Adventure motorcycles. Very practical for Indian roads. Bad roads don't care. You just go for it.
Thank you so much, Suparna, for being here with us. So this was Suparna Sarkar, who was sitting with us, a motorcycle trainer, a full-time motorcycle trainer who quit her IT job to just pursue her career in biking. So this was it for today's episode. Let's meet in another episode with another inspirational woman. Thank you for watching.